Hello once again and welcome back to the Monday Night Spurs show. It is episode 19. Joining me tonight, we've got Gary from Tottenham Mail. Gaz, how you doing? Thanks for joining me once again, mate.
Yeah, it's a pleasure as always, and I'm good. How you doing?
Yeah, all good, all good. I'm glad we had two games this week after the Burnley game.
Yeah,
It was all looking a bit miserable again, but the Leeds game has lifted the spirits up a little bit. How are you feeling after the Burnley game and the Leeds game, of course?
well, yeah, it's been a strange old week, isn't it? You're off the back of a Manchester City win, and you think you're on the high, but I mean, yeah, come after the Burnley game, we come crashing down to earth like almost immediately. And then I feel like the Leeds game definitely made up for it. I feel like, good result there, nice attacking football as well, and no better feeling than to get a winner on an early kickoff on a Saturday.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose it could have been like a complete different story depending on what time the kickoff the game would have been. Like I reckon like a 5:30 kickoff for I don't know, a midweek game at Ellen Road probably wouldn't suit us. A bit like the Burnley game at Turf Moor. Maybe if we played Burnley at like a 12:30 kickoff, maybe we would have been a bit more up for it. But we've got a busy show tonight. We've got a lot to get through. Of course, we've got to talk about Heung Son and Harry Kane, record breakers. But yeah, let's get straight on with the show. Let's talk about the lineup. So the lineup for versus Leeds was Lloris in goal, Romero, Dyer, and Davis in the back. Doherty and Sessegnon were the fullbacks with Winks and Højbjerg holding, and then the attacking three of Kulusevski, Son, and Kane. Not much we can say about the lineup because we've had a few injuries now. I know Lucas Moura's got an injury, Bentancur, Skip. So and Reguilon's had COVID, of course. So we have been quite limited with our squad. The starting 11 almost picks itself. But Gaz, what did you make of the starting 11?
Yeah, well, again, as you say, Tel, I think it just sort of picked itself now. I think I saw the starting 11. One player just did not want in that side. Though I'll speak for every Spurs fan. I think Harry Winks. We're just losing our patience with him. We just wanted him not in the squads at all. We wanted to see maybe Harvey White given a shout, or maybe even push Dyer or Romero in CDM.
Yeah.
Just try something different. But the only change he went for in that one was Doherty, was it?
I
think that's the only change.
Yeah, you are right. Yeah, I remember Emerson against Burnley. Yeah.
Yeah, so he come in obviously, but yeah, I mean, before the game, I think we just have to play. Looking at that squad, I think it's going to be the midfield pretty well. I think they're going to be up for a challenge because with Leeds' football, they like to play real attacking football, and obviously it's going to be a real test for Sessegnon and Davis when they had Rafinha on that side. But on the day, the squad actually delivered. You got Doherty getting his first goal for the club, which I think will do him the world of good. Sessegnon assist, Winks creating the first goal as well. Højbjerg getting a lovely assist for Kane's goal, and think, blimey, everyone's stepping up again now, which is really good to see. I don't know if Leeds were just really poor on the day, just really wide open, and we were just too clinical on the day for them. Or did we generally play well? Did we just capitalise on their bad form and really demolish them? What was it?
Yeah, I think it would have been interesting to see if Calvin Phillips was fit enough to see how Højbjerg and Winks would do against Calvin Phillips. But even now, off the top of my head, I'm not too sure what Leeds midfield was. Was it Click in midfield?
Click was on the bench, I believe. I can't remember what it was either. I think it was Struijk, was it?
Yeah, so there's a lot of players, but they've got so many versatile players, but none of them, they almost play a bit everywhere. Like Dallas, I think he can play midfield, right wing back.
I think he did. Yeah, it looked like Dan James was the striker on the day as well.
Yeah, even Rodrigo, he can play up front, he can play as a cam, play out wide. So I think if I look at this lineup, and this lineup was in the Champions League, I think it'd get battered.
All day long.
So, but I think it does show how poor Leeds are, and under Bielsa, no surprise to see Bielsa get sacked. But from a first point of view, buzzing to get back to winning ways. So, I mean, I was really dreading the game. As soon as you lose a game, you start to just lose faith. But
Yeah.
That's the only thing lacking with Spurs is consistency. So I think we've learned not to get too carried away now. Like I've never been so content at a 4-0 win before. Like I should be ecstatic, but I'm more worried about the game tomorrow night. So I'm not going to get too carried away. What do you think?
Yeah, so I said this earlier. I said the only problem is we need to get a good, consistent run of wins together. It's all right saying we're back to winning ways now, but who's to say the next game we're going to fail to win?
Mhm.
We really need to get wins, and especially as well the up and coming fixtures now. We've got teams around us. We've got Arsenal, we've got West Ham, we've got Manchester United, and all fighting for the same thing. So
Yeah.
it's important to get some momentum going and beat them teams as well. It's going to be
Mhm.
hard. It's going to be tough. And I think some games are going to be tough to take in because I don't think we are going to win every single one of them. Of course, it'd be fantastic if we did. But I said earlier as well, if we can beat those three teams, I feel like we're definitely there for the top four
Mhm.
if we beat Man United, West Ham, and Arsenal. But as I say, it's just going to be really tough, really difficult. We're bound to slip up somewhere on the way. It's just typical Tottenham, really, isn't it?
Well, of course, Man United drew at Watford. That was a big plus.
Yeah, that
Uh,
was
I've,
massive.
I think I looked at. I had a little glance at the fixtures. I believe Liverpool got West Ham at the weekend,
Yeah, you could be right. Yeah,
and Man City have got Man United. So, if we beat Everton, there will be some points being dropped from some teams. So
I reckon
hopefully,
so. Yeah,
City and Liverpool can do us a favour. But yeah, let's not get too carried away just yet. Let's go through some of the talking points from the game at the weekend. Before we do, Jim is in the chat again. Welcome to the stream, Jim,
he loves it.
our regular viewer. Yeah, Spurs took the lead through Matt Doherty. Great run from Session, and it was just as good as a run from Matt Doherty to get on the end of it.
Yeah,
I thought it was Kulusevski who scored.
I thought it
Like
was
I was
Son.
like, yeah, I was like, no way, that's Matt Doherty. But Feb, like, I've not seen that the stamina or the determination for him to get into the box like that. But yeah, what did you make of the goal? I was buzzing. I was really happy for Doherty in the end.
I was, yeah, I was pleased for him. I feel like he deserves something. I mean, he's been here for what, over a year and a half now, Tel, and he has found it hard settling into this team. He hasn't really had a great match for Tottenham, even when we've won. I just feel
Yeah.
like he's not really had a brilliant, but never really stood out. I mean, from the Matt Doherty I saw at Leeds at the weekend was the Matt Doherty I've seen play for Wolves.
Yeah.
Attacking minded wing back, scored goals and just a quality player on the day. But yeah, I just hope he does build from it now. Hopefully, he makes Emerson play better
Hmm.
because of like Doherty stepping up, and I think that's what they need. I think they just need a bit of competition. Them two players, I feel like they need to work better, need to beat each other for the match day squad.
Yeah, 100%. I think we will get a better Matt Doherty with Romero and Dyer in defence. When you've got Matt Doherty next to Sanchez or Tanganga, it's just a mess at the back, isn't it?
Yeah, big time.
There's no stability there. But with Romero there and Dyer, like I said, it probably does give Doherty and Session a lot more freedom, good to go forward. But a great ball as well, we have to say, from Ryan Session to get the assist. And probably one of his better games as well, Session.
Yeah,
Um, give away the free kick against Burnley last week, where he scored from, didn't they? But again, he had a good game against City, and he had a good game against Liverpool early on in the season as well.
yeah.
What have you made of Session so far?
Yeah, I feel like he's really stepped up recently. I mean, he's had a good run of games recently, and I think this is really helping him because I've not seen him ever play four in a row before. I think this
No.
is his third or fourth game in a row. I mean, when he played against Wolves a few weeks back, he was subbed off at the 30th minute, so obviously he was
Yeah.
really poor then. But I think since then he has got better and better. Like you say, Tel, against Man City he was good. Against Burnley, not so good. He was okay. And yeah, against Leeds, he was good. So I feel like he just needs a good run in the team because we've not seen it from Sessegnon. I suppose I've not seen it anyway.
Mhm.
I don't even think he'd even done it for Hoffenheim when he was there last season on loan. So I think that's just what he needs. He just needs a good run in the team, and I feel like we will see a great player there in Sessegnon. And obviously getting that assist, they're doing good. Nearly scored as well from a Matt Doherty assist. Two
Yeah.
fullbacks, the two wing backs combined in.
Yeah, I do think with Sergio Reguilon, I don't think he's a strong starter now compared to what he used to be. I used to think Reguilon was like guaranteed the left wing back spot, but I do feel it's a lot more close now, and I think Sessegnon does bring a lot more to the table than originally. Do you think it's a lot more closer now for the starting left wing back spot?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think Sessegnon's definitely got the capability of keeping Reguilon out the sides.
Mm,
I know we've seen Reguilon do it a lot. He was, for me, I feel like he was the first choice left back, but I think Sessegnon's stepping up. This is a player I think Conte definitely likes.
yeah.
I think when you look at the wing backs on both sides, I think the left side's definitely sorted. I feel like we can rely on them. It's just getting the right wing back spot secured. If we can get like them two players like Sessegnon, Reguilon, if we can get if we get right-sided versions of them two, I feel like we'll have some good wing backs.
Mm, yeah, 100%. So let's go back to it on the talking points. We doubled the lead through Kulusevski. Great determination for the goal. A great goal, but equally poor defending from Junior Firpo and
Yeah, he was really poor that game, Firpo.
But the goal, I mean, and the finish, great composure, great bit of dribbling, great strength, and the finish he hit with quite a lot of aminosity. But yeah, what have you made of Kulusevski? He's really starting to, nail down his spot in the starting 11 now. I think what he does bring you is what Lucas can't bring you.
Yeah. Well, it's just really nice to see a new signing really settle in so quickly. I mean, how many times have we signed players and they needed weeks, months, maybe years to just settle in?
Yeah, yes.
But he's come in. He's got on with it. He's played his football. I mean, he's got what is he? Two goals and an assist.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's done well. He's just stepped up. I mean, to some players, he probably don't excite them. I mean, on the pitch, he don't look that exciting player. But if he's doing a job, scoring goals, setting goals up, just doing what he does, then yeah, to me that's a good player. To me, it's a great player. But I'm still getting like Ericsson vibes from him, Notel. I mean, the way he took on them defenders in the box there, in them tight areas. I mean, how often has that happened this season? Trying to get out of them tight spots. That's where we
Mhm.
wanted a player like Ndombele to do it, but he's failed miserably in that aspect.
Yeah, no, he's got really good ball control, and like you say, it looks like he has that Ericsson a bit about him, where he looks like he's going to lose the ball, but he doesn't, and
No,
he does manage to get out of these little challenges. So I'm really excited to see what he can do, and I think we saw it in the Burnley game when Lucas Moura come on, and he had that horror first touch. It went
yeah,
like 20 yards back towards our goal. I mean, um, yeah, so it's nice to see Kulusevski starting now in favour of Lucas. It's just like the squad is getting a bit stale, but it is nice to see Kulusevski, and he's not played that many games for 90 minutes. I think he played 4 games for Juventus in like the last 50 games, something stupid like that. He hasn't played
I
a lot
read.
of 90 minutes.
I see his goal stats as well. He's never scored more than what is it, 5? Well, he's never scored more than 6 goals. I think at any one club he's been at.
Yeah, so
Scored 5 for Juventus. Scored. I think he was on loan at Verona. I think he scored. I think his highest one was it Verona? He played at.
sounds right. Sounds right.
Could be,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, one of them, yeah. But he got 5 or 6 goals there. I think for his Swedish club, probably got 5, 6 goals there. But yeah, he's never scored more than like that tally, and
Mm.
he's already got 2. I mean, if he carries on, he'd be up scoring his own record, wouldn't he?
Well, the stats were there already. He's our 3rd top goal scorer already in the Premier
Oh,
League, behind
wow.
Son and Kane. So Kulusevski's 3rd already, and that's where you would expect him to be, really, wouldn't you? Not
Yeah,
maybe not now, right now, because of you expect other people to step up, but it just shows you players like Lucas. Why haven't they stepped up like all season? They can't get more than 3 goals in the Premier League. So the other stat was Kulusevski scored more goals in the Premier League than Lo Celso
yeah.
already.
That doesn't surprise me, to be honest.
That one's yeah, not as surprising. Um, Leeds almost hit it back immediately after we took a 2-0 lead. They hit the post. I can't remember who hit the post. Do you remember? Do you remember what play it was?
Was it? God, yeah, I can't remember now. I'm gonna go for Dallas. I think it was
Oh,
Dallas.
no.
No, it was Robin Koch.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
But yeah, that would have been typical Tottenham to concede in such a strong position again. But we rode our lucky little bit, and then Harry Kane followed us into a 3-0 lead just before half time. A lovely ball over the top from Højbjerg. Didn't really think he had that in his locker lately. Yeah, he's been very negative, but great assist from the Højbjerg, wasn't it?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, it was superb. I mean, I can just sort of watch a match, right? And then if it's going to Kane, I just say, I could see it from a mile off. I say, this is going, well, Kane's getting to there, definitely, whether he scores it or not. But I could just sort of tell he was going to get to there first. He anticipated it really well, Kane. And then, just rifled it into the back of the net. It was a nice finish, really good finish. But as you say, Højbjerg, I mean, I think he's tried it a few times this season. Obviously, it hasn't worked, but he looks like he's coming back to form now, Højbjerg, which is really good to see. Because as you say, Tel, he has been negative, he has been poor the last few matches, and was dropped obviously against Wolves a few weeks back. That was the first ever time he's been dropped.
Yeah, go on, mate.
But if he can carry on, then we'll have Højbjerg back, and then when Bentancur and Skip will get back, we'll have a decent midfield again.
Yeah, so right now we've literally got no options, have we? I mean, we've got Harvey White. Alfie Devine was on the bench for the first time at the weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, Højbjerg and Winks, we're relying on them because we haven't got much options. I expect them both to start as well tomorrow. In the second half, then Hugo Lloris went AWOL, only for Ben Davies to rescue the Frenchman. What did you make of that moment when Lloris come? I don't really understand how it happened.
I don't understand. I think he tried to do a short pass, but the ball was fizzling about on the ground there. But yeah, he should have done better, Lloris. I think in doubt, just kick it out. Just go send that for a phone if you're not sure. I mean, he's left-footed and he went for his right foot. You don't. I know they say go for your weaker foot, but I mean, I think his right foot is just really poor. You can tell it's definitely not his strongest foot. But yeah, I think like you said, I think. Where Leeds are just not scoring goals at the minute, I think he generally tried walking that in the net.
Yeah,
Dallas, because I mean they've not scored goal. They've conceded so many goals, and obviously they're not high on confidence. He's probably got to a point where if he's shot from where he was, he probably wouldn't have had confidence in himself. So he thought, bring it closer, and obviously it just backfired. So, but if that did go in, though, Tel, another Hugo Lloris error, another one.
Are you concerned about Lloris at the moment? I mean, he didn't get punished for that mistake, but sloppy.
No, I think he was lucky, but I think if that went in, you'd say Lloris again making another another goalkeeping error, and also he tried fouling. Well, he tried going for the ball, and he's not in his box with his hands. I don't know if he tried fouling him.
My heart went at that point. Yeah.
It's stupid, really, because if he'd have brought him down, obviously he gets sent off, and you've got Brandon Austin on the bench, no Galini.
Yeah.
So Austin would have probably been making his debut. I don't know what's happened to Galini. I don't know if he's injured or not, or Conte don't rate him.
Yeah, well, I've heard he's very popular around the squad. He's good in the change room, so I'm sure he's around the squad. I'm just not sure why he weren't on the bench at the weekend. And finally, of course, Heung-min Son added a fourth late on, which saw Heung-min Son and Harry Kane break the all-time Premier League record for combined goals and assists. I don't know what to say about the assist. It was just, we see it so many times now from Harry Kane. We know how good he is. I don't think there'll be another club that will ever appreciate Harry Kane like we do. I mean, we see him do this all the time. But it was pinpoint, and the control from Son was just as good, as well as the finish.
Yeah, I just feel like we haven't seen it too often lately. I just feel like we see it so many times last season. I haven't really seen it so much this season. But I feel if they can combine again, because they've got a little bromance up top there. Them, so I find in the Burnley game now, I just think Sonny just wasn't in a passing mood. I just found, he just feel like he just didn't want to pass the ball to Kane, and I don't know, he just felt greedy on the day. But I think if these two can combine again, it'd be crucial, it'd be massive for us. And Kane probably playing as a number 10. Whether he does play as a number 10 or not, I don't know. But he he wears it on his back, but he plays more like a number 9, really. But if he can play as a number 10 and just pinpoint them passes to Son like he does, I mean, his crossing is unreal as well, Kane. I think that's why he does take the free kick. I mean, his free kicks aren't great; they're really poor. But it'd just be nice if he could lift one over the wall from time to time. get it on target, but it doesn't always work out. He's probably just better as a like if he was taking free kicks, an indirect free kick, just whip one in and get one of the defenders to do it. But he's in the box obviously because he's tall and the striker. So yeah, but if they can combine them two, it'd be really good.
Yeah, so I feel like it's definitely going to be down to Kane and Son, isn't it? If we are going to get top four, we need them to be on top four. I think with Son though, when teams playing a low block, I think we do struggle to get in behind. For Son to make that run, and Kane to play the ball over the top. That's where we do struggle. We saw it a lot in the Burnley game. Kane kept picking the ball up from deep, but Burnley were just so happy to sit in their own box, weren't they, with Ben Mee and Tarkowski headering it away. That's where we struggle. That's where we could have done without a workhorse ourselves. That kind of another big player in the box, because there's no real aerial threat when we've got Kane whipping the ball in. And I think we've seen it a few times. We've ended up having like Romero as a striker, haven't we? Just trying to grab a goal.
Actually, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen him really get up top a few times, Romero. Yeah, I think there's a little tactic because I've noticed Davis goes up top a lot. Makes himself the spare man up top. But yeah, someone like Romero, he's quite a beefy lad as well, and solid. Plays with aggression. And I just wish we had another striker like that. Someone who just plays with a bit of aggression up top and likes to get stuck in, wants the ball, and pesters your defenders. And but I think Romero's got that. I think Romero sometimes, I mean, a solid centre back, great centre, but I feel like he was born to play in the wrong position.
Yeah, he's got a lot of attributes about him, and he does want to go forward a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah,
like you do see him. He reminds me a bit of PK. He'll get the ball and then join the attack.
Well, that's why I said, like, would it be better seeing Romero as a CDM?
Yeah, I think our centre backs are too poor. That's the only problem. But hopefully we'll get some decent centre midfielders in the summer. But
yeah,
who knows, mate? We've got a few comments come in. Although Leeds were poor, we were clinical as we were against City. No tap-ins. Another comment: Lloris, good shot stopper, but too many cock-ups. But yeah, have to agree there. Let's look at some of the match stats from the weekend. Tottenham have won 7 of their last 9 Premier League matches against Leeds. Drew 1, lost the other, with their first league victory at Ellen Road since January 2004. Now that must be Robbie Keane days. Robbie Keane maybe at Spurs, maybe at Leeds.
I think I remember that. I remember, it was 1-0. Robbie Keane scored it. Yeah, it was 1-0, and I think that was the year Leeds got relegated, and obviously didn't see him again for another 17 years.
And that's probably when we took Paul Robinson the year after that.
That's right. Yeah.
The other stat: Harry Kane and his son combined for a Premier League goal for the 37th time, overtaking Drogba and Lampard with 36. The duo have assisted one another for the most goals in top flight history. Finally, Tottenham striker Harry Kane has scored 11 goals in his 9 Premier League games in Yorkshire. Only Alan Shearer scored more as a visiting player in the county than the England captain. I was trying to think what other teams are in Yorkshire. I know Huddersfield.
Yeah, Huddersfield, Sheffield United.
I don't know if it comes out of Yorkshire. I don't know, mate. I couldn't tell you how. The only one I could think of was Huddersfield. But
Huddersfield, Sheffield United, obviously Leeds United. Who's the other teams from Yorkshire? Sheffield Wednesday, but they don't play in the Premier League. I think all the Yorkshire clubs are mainly in the lower tiers.
Yeah. I did see a stat earlier. It said Harry Kane's got 93 away Premier League goals, and the record's 94, and that's Wayne Rooney.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay.
So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so Kane's about to break another record. Our next away game is Man United, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be lovely to see him break it at United. Let's move on to Boro and Everton. Before we do, let's just talk about Bielsa briefly. What did you make of the Bielsa sacking?
I think it was coming. I think if they're going to stick with him, then I think I said last week too. I think Bielsa, this will probably be his last season. I reckon if he is there till the end of the season, he'll step down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look, you don't need to be a Leeds fan to respect him. He done wonders for Leeds. He come in, brought them straight up to the Premier League, and it was his tactics. Really good tactics that done it. But all the Leeds players were saying that they made him made the players believe in themselves once again, and because of that, he got on playing really good football. But yeah, he was a bit of a funny old character though, wasn't he? He'd always squat.
Oh yeah, it was still
I bet his thighs and hamstrings were on fire, man.
Yeah, I did see a lot of similarities with Bielsa and Poch. When Poch left us, all us Spurs fans were sad, and I've noticed on Twitter and I've listened to Talk Sport and all the phone-ins. A lot of the Leeds fans are sad that he's gone. A lot
Yeah,
of fans would have liked to see Bielsa last the season. Do you
yeah.
think? Do you think they would have been heading down if Bielsa stayed?
It's tough. I mean, well, recently, yeah, I'd say, yeah. I think they've got. I think the only thing that's not done them any favors though this year was the amount of injuries they've had. I mean, you've barely seen Calvin Phillips, barely seen Patrick Bamford, um, and all their. I mean, they weren't really backed too well. I can't remember them making any decent signings. I know they signed Dan James, but like a marquee signing, I didn't really see that, to be honest with you. I didn't really, sort of like the same squad from last year and obviously a couple of seasons before.
Mm.
But yeah, it's a tough one. I don't know. I think maybe they would have survived. I think they would have just about survived. It would have gone probably to the last few matches and that. But it's weird. In the first season, they were really good. They were beating top teams and.
Well, they smashed us, didn't they? 3-0, 3-0 up at Ellen Road last season.
Yeah, it's 3-0 or 3-1. Yeah, they beat
3-1.
us.
Kane
Yeah,
got one.
yeah, yeah. There was that match as well, but yeah, I don't know. I think his time was coming definitely. I mean, yeah, like you said, I think if I was a Leeds fan, maybe they seem to give him this, make this his last season because that's all he was. He was just signing 1 year contracts.
It's hard to run a club like that. Yeah.
Yeah, just for signing 1 year contracts and yeah, but yeah, he was a bit of a character. Never spoke English either.
That was the thing because he could talk English, couldn't he? He just didn't
Yeah,
get lost in translation. Jack Clark did leave a message as well, didn't he? Did you see Jack Clark's?
I did. Yeah, I did actually. Yeah, I saw that.
So yeah, I mean, Bielsa sold Jack Clark to Tottenham and signed him back again. We loaned him back to Leeds, didn't we? But
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, Leeds fan or not, he's a legend, good manager. I don't know what I can't see him managing in the Premier League again though.
yeah, Leeds fans are saying he won't manage in the Premier League again.
No, I
So
don't think so.
yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen to him. But
I mean,
yeah,
even a Championship club, I think he'd do well at. I think he's got capable of going to the Championship. Maybe he don't fancy the Championship again. I don't know. We'll see. But I reckon if he went to a Championship side, I think he'd do well there.
yeah, 100%. And finally, Jesse March took over. You know much about Jesse March?
All I know, he was meant to be the new Leipzig manager. I think he was only there for about 4 months.
He's meant to be good, though. I heard meant to be a good.
Yeah,
job.
he's meant to be Nagelsmann's replacement, but I don't
Yeah.
know. I think he was. I think he left, and Leipzig were in ninth position. I think when he left. So I don't know. They can't be doing too well, can they? I think is he American?
Could be. It could be.
Yeah, I think he's American. I'm not sure if he was American or German, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not too sure. See, I think when American coaches come over, they're not brilliant. So I don't know. He's probably got a challenge on his hands, but we'll see. See how they get on, Leeds. Make or break them.
So next up for Spurs, then we've got Middlesbrough in the FA Cup tomorrow night on BBC One. That one, if you're unaware. And we've got Everton next Monday in the Premier League. So let's talk about Middlesbrough. Are you excited for the FA Cup? I mean, I love the FA Cup. Are you excited?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Yeah. I think I think it'll be quite a good game to watch. Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's magic of the cup, isn't it? And it should be a good trip up there. I just hope we do get the job done. I mean, it's another north side. I mean, we've been up north for the past 2 weeks, haven't we? We've been to Manchester, been to Lancashire, been to Yorkshire. Now we're going up to bloody Teesside now.
Yeah,
and then
cool, mate.
And then coming back down to home. But yeah, I just hope. You've got to remember, there's always potentials for upsets as well.
Yeah, and it's a Tuesday night on Teesside. It could be a bit. If it's raining conditions and, so it's live on BBC One, like I said, and magic at the cup, Boro, I'm sure will be up for it.
Yeah.
They did lose 3-2 at the weekend to Barnsley. Barnsley did go 3-0 up. Yeah, Barnsley went 3-0 up. I looked at the lineup from the Borough. I'm surprised how poor the team actually is. Unless they've rotated quite heavily, I thought there was more bigger names in there. I recognise Dal Fry and Paddy McNair. It's probably Johnny Howson in midfield and Duncan Watmore up top.
Yeah.
What do you make of the Borough squad? I thought it would be a bit stronger
I,
than that.
I don't really recognise it. I'll be honest with you. I mean, yeah, I did. Obviously watching Gillette Soccer Saturday at the weekend. Yeah, I did see they go 3-0 down, and I think, blimey, they looked. By the sounds of it, they were really poor.
Mm.
I mean, look, the goals they scored, one was a penalty, one was an own goal. So I don't know. I don't think Borough are going
Yeah.
to be well. I think that there shouldn't be too much of a threat, but they probably will be. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know too much about the Borough side. I'll be honest with you. I think they had Neil Warnock in charge, didn't they?
When?
Did we yeah, I think we discussed this recently. I think he was in charge at the beginning of the season,
Oh
and it's
yeah,
Chris Wilder now in
yeah,
charge,
no,
isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. So
One player we're missing out there on who didn't start was Sol Bamba. So maybe Sol Bamba could start tomorrow.
oh, maybe yeah. I don't know. Are they? Do you reckon they're resting the players for
Yeah, I'm not sure.
tomorrow?
I'm sure they'd rather be back in the Premier League than the FA Cup, but we'll see. As for Spurs, then, who are you hoping? Are you hoping for a bit of rotation tomorrow, or do you want?
I think there will be a bit of rotation tomorrow. I mean, should players like Kane be rested? Do you think Sonny be rested? Maybe Kulusevski gets rested.
Mm-hmm.
What do you reckon? Romero, maybe. I don't know. I don't think we can afford to rotate at the minute, but I don't know. I still think with a slightly rotated side, we can still get the job done.
I think the fullbacks will be rotated, so I think Reguilon and Emerson will start.
Yeah,
I think Bergwijn will start instead of Heung Son.
possibly. Yeah,
I'd like to see Joe Rodon start instead of Ben Davis.
yeah. I said that as well, and I think
Rodon
he
Davis,
will.
Rodon Dyer Romero will be interesting to
Yeah,
see.
but then again, we've got virtually a 6 days rest after this before we play Everton on a Monday
Yeah.
night. So maybe it's worth just going maybe a bit strong, maybe 1 or 2 changes in the team, maybe 3 changes in the team.
Mm-hmm.
And if we are in a good position, like winning wise, then bring in the young players, bring in Harvey White,
Yeah.
see what he can do. I mean, just take a couple of young players up there, just see what they can do. Dane Scarlett as well, obviously come off the bench at the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'd just like to see some fresh blood come in, like young players, and yeah, a slight bit of rotation. Obviously, yeah, it would be nice to see Joe Rodon get some minutes, and I think he will. Hope he does.
I feel like with Joe Rodon, he was thrown right in the deep end again, wasn't he? Chelsea away with Sanchez and Tanganga.
Yeah,
You just you're never going to get any any sort of consistency there with Rodon. I think Tanganga and Sanchez are very shaky.
yeah,
And it's hard to really judge Rodon. I know Rodon wasn't the best against Morecambe at home, but
no,
I think Alistair Gold said he had 2 cracked ribs, so he's been trying to shake off these rib injuries lately. So I'm not sure if he's recovered now, Rodon, but I presume he has. Jim's gone early with a score prediction. He's gone 3-0 Spurs. So I like Jim's confidence. So, Gaz, what are you thinking then? Score prediction?
yeah. We should get this job done. I think we should win. I don't know what go. I'll probably go 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, another Lloris mistake. I mean, the question is who's going in goal tomorrow, Lloris or Galini? Well, that's if Galini's fit.
It's got to be Lloris. It's got to be
Yeah,
that. Just that will put me on edge.
Yeah, I mean, even if you put Brandon Austin in goal tomorrow, I mean, would he do it?
I wouldn't want to, if you Borough, you'd put like Paddy McNair right underneath Brandon Austin, wouldn't you? Even Galini.
But I've seen that Brandon Austin play. I see him play in the UEFA Champions League youth match once, and he was superb. He's got great reflexes, really quick getting to the ball and that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if either Galini winning or him winning goal tomorrow, just to rest Lloris. But as I say, you don't need to rotate too much because of the gap between now and the Everton match.
I don't think Galini will play based on the fact that Conte played Galini in the second leg against Chelsea at home, didn't he? In the League Cup semi-final, and the fans weren't happy about that. Even I was pissed off of that one. And
yeah,
and it was Galini's mistake for the Rudiger header. Was it Rudiger?
Yeah.
So I can't see Galini playing, but I could be wrong. Roy says get the job done before rotating and resting. Don't give Boro encouragement. Um, yeah, I suppose there are players we need to monitor, like Heung Son, but anyone else? Anyone else we need to monitor fitness wise? Maybe Young, like I said. Young, we need to be a bit
Yeah,
careful.
I think you can rotate the fullbacks like you say, Tel. I think Doherty and Sessegnon both come out and bring in Emerson and Reguilon.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think the defence. I think Romero Dyer probably should stay. Maybe Rodon. He probably won't start Rodon. It'll probably be Sanchez.
Don't. Yeah.
And but yeah, if we are winning, if we're in a comfortable position, then just bring on a couple of young players, Harvey White, give him a bash, and whoever else is there. Maybe if Alfie Devine's there.
Well, if we are comfortable, I wouldn't be surprised to see Dane Scarlett again. He did come off
Yeah,
the pitch, against Leeds, so and I did see Conte's comments today saying Scarlett is one of the best players in the academy. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Scarlett gets any minutes tomorrow.
yeah.
Um, so let's move on to some final talking points. Let's discuss the defeat at Burnley then. What did you make of the performance and the mentality of the game? What's your initial reaction? Obviously from a week ago now.
Yeah, just poor, just really poor game at Burnley. I just feel like just didn't really have nothing to offer. Going forward, it was just slow, just really sluggish. Yeah, I don't know. I think if you was going to win that game, it was just going to be down to luck because we just looked like we weren't going to get anything from it. Maybe a 0-0 draw probably would have been a fair result on the day because of how bad we was. And Burnley should have won that game 2-0. That close
Hey,
chance from
Rodriguez.
Jay Rodriguez. Yeah, I mean, Mr. Sitter.
Hmm.
That would have just been that done really. But they're on the back of that victory
Right.
at Brighton.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously they built their momentum from that. But yeah, it was just a poor game all round, and I just hate watching matches like that. Really do.
I don't remember us having any clear cut opportunities off the top of my head.
No,
I
I
remember.
remember Kulusevski had a chance, and it was like whiskers away from the post.
Oh yeah, he bent that one round.
Yeah, but I think
Um,
it was always going wide.
but the only chance I do remember is I think it's probably the same one as you when we were breaking with Heung Son and he didn't release it to Harry Kane.
Yeah,
That was like the clear cut chance I remember. And
yeah.
yeah,
See, that could have caused damage if the right pass into Kane. That would have been 1-0. That would have been a goal there all day long.
yeah, I think teams like Burnley and maybe even Middlesbrough tomorrow. Yeah, I think you need to get in front because if they are happy to sit back on a 1-0, aren't they? And then
Yeah,
shut up shop, 5 at the back, 4 across the
yeah,
midfield.
and that's the thing with us. We just don't know how to break teams, how to break them down like that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just so frustrating to watch, and just can't seem to squeeze past their defence. Yeah, it's just really poor.
Jim has reminded us both. Kane did hit the crossbar with a header, didn't he?
Yes, actually, I do remember. Yeah, yeah, he did it the crossbar.
That was first half. Was it the first half?
The second half, I think.
Second. Yeah, yeah. I think that must have been our best chance of the game. But a really frustrating game. Bit of inexperience from Ryan Sessegnon. It's so typical of Tottenham, isn't it? That the player that won the free kick was Aaron Lennon. For Burnley.
Yeah,
Skinning Ryan Sessegnon. But
yeah,
what did you make of the defending? I mean, Ben Mee outpowered Romero. Romero didn't even
yeah,
really react, did he?
yeah. Romero meant to be a Rolls Royce defender. Romero was more like Alfa Romero.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was just even he had a bad game. Even he went up to it. Just really poor. Emerson again, just not offering anything there. It's just frustrating all round. Winks just being Winks. Hoiberg, I think Burnley just made it tough for us. They just generally made it. I mean, I've seen him do it many times before against the top sides,
Mhm.
and just making it frustrating for the bigger team. I know Man United went there and got frustrated by them, but yeah, for us we should have done better. Should have really, really done better. I was on the back of that Man City win, and if you'd have said to us 4 days ago we beat Man City at the Etihad, And
Yeah.
then you watch the Burnley game, you think you must be joking. Like, how did we beat Man City with playing this poor against Burnley?
Yeah, 100%. Especially with Cornet was out injured as well, wasn't he?
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like Burnley had that one player in Verkhorst, and he ruined us all game, didn't he? He was a
yeah.
right
He was
handball.
good. Yeah, he done well. He done well, Veghorst. But yeah, I think we should have done better. But the thing is, if Veghorst was playing for a club like Tottenham, I don't think he'd be doing that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, fair play to Burnley. Not much else to say about the game. Another really frustrating game.
And I think that was Burnley's third Premier League win this season.
Yeah, and I think we've lost the same amount of games as Burnley.
Yeah, no, yeah, we've lost 9. They've lost 9.
It's incredible, absolutely incredible.
It's mad, isn't
Uh,
it?
Jim says City to Burnley was from the sublime to the ridiculous, but you say that, but we all saw it coming. Every Spurs fan
I
saw it
think we
coming.
did. Yeah, yeah, we did. We did see it coming. It's like, yeah, you beat a team like Man City and you go to Burnley and you lose. You know, it's just it's written in the stars.
Yeah, 100%. Let's talk about Antonio Conte's comments then after the game. Some very strong comments, even questioning his own future at the club,
Yeah.
suggesting Levy should have talks with him regarding the manager, i.e., himself. What have you made of these comments? I mean, is he doing it to get a reaction? Is he doing it to get a bigger transfer fund? Does he want to be at the club? What have you made of it all?
I think it's just out of frustration. I think he's a passionate man. You know, he's very outspoken as well.
Mm,
So I think it's just his character. I think you know, and obviously, um, he says he hates losing. We all hate losing, but I think he just finds it hard to take in because he's a serial winner. He's a born winner, and you know, it's probably his toughest challenge yet. So, but yeah, it could be just to get a reaction out of the players. I mean, if that what he come out with them comments there, if he if the players reacted like they did against Leeds because of what he said, then I think he should be doing them comments every single week. Then,
yeah.
if they're going to win 3-4-0 against clubs after a bad defeat, then I think you should do it more often. But
Mm,
again, is it? I don't know. Is it maybe another message to the board to say like, you know, this can't happen. This can't go on for like 2-3 more years. Otherwise, we're just going to go less and less and less in the table. You know, we'll be
mhm.
finishing 10th, 11th, and 12th, and no European football because of the board's neglection of the club.
Mm. It was from a tactical point of view, the game really did expose the squad depth. I think Emerson come off, didn't he? And Lucas come on, and who was left wing back? Session went off, and Bergwijn come on at left wing back.
Yeah,
The team was just a bit of a mess, wasn't it? Kulusevski ended up going right wing back, and we were just throwing on anyone who could have a little bit of attacking sense about them.
yeah,
But the big loss on the night, of course, was Bentancur just before half time.
yeah,
We've mentioned it before in the show about the like for like replacements aren't there. I mean, Bentancur, a lot of forward thinking passing, nice touches, and then I think the last 10 minutes of the game, Winks and Højbjerg refused to play any forward passes, did they? We never
oh, it's just
threw the kitchen sink at them.
they're just really frustrating players to watch. I mean, all right, Højbjerg, I know he's like more of a defensive-minded midfielder, but Winks, though, I mean, God, he is just such a frustrating player to watch at times. I mean, all right, yeah, he was better against Leeds, but I think Leeds were just poor. But
Yeah.
like, you know, I mean, you got to do so. He's just got no confidence in himself. Winks, I think, yeah, it just doesn't work. Sideways passing and backward passing, yeah, it's just boring, just really boring. I can't wait till Bentancur comes back, or even if Harvey White steps up and just keeps Winksy out the side.
Mhm.
Well, can't wait to see Skip back either. You know, Skip, Bentancur, Højbjerg, you know, better options. And just see like a couple of youngsters coming through as well. Just with Winks, it's just frustrating. But all right, if you can build on from this Leeds performance, if you can like play better, then all right, fair enough. All is forgotten, but I can't see it. I tell you, just
He hasn't
always
got consistency either way, is he?
nah, he hasn't. I mean, he'll have 2 or 3 good games, and then like he just go back to square one, just being negative, sideways passing, backwards passing. Nah, it's not good enough. And I thought this earlier. I reckon out of 2 players, I think Dele Alli should have stayed and Winks should have gone. At
Hmm.
least I know Dele Alli's been poor, but at least with Dele, he's got a goal in him, and he's got an assist in him, and he has got a bit of skill to him as well. But when he decides to use it, but But out of the two, I mean, you remember Delhi for scoring all them goals. I mean, Winks doesn't score. He's never scored more than what 2-3 goals in a season.
Well, the only goals I know, he scored the fluke free kick against Morecambe,
Yep.
and he scored that another crazy goal in the Conference League, was it?
Yeah.
But apart from that, I know he scored against West Ham on his debut, and
Yeah.
scoring it at Fulham away from
Fulham,
Nkudu.
yeah, in the last minute, yeah.
I think that's it. I don't think he's ever scored in open play or like with intent, meaning to score.
Nah,
But
but but then you got the goals. You look at Dele Alli's goal scoring record compared to him.
mhm.
I probably would have sold Winks instead of Dele, but I know Dele was poor, and I think he was due a move. But I think Winksy was probably due a move before Dele was.
Mhm. Roy says, I respect Conte's passion, but he's got to keep his emotions under control, keep it in the house. Yeah, I have to agree with you there. I think what we're seeing from these players, though, like they are quite weak-minded players. They can't take criticism, can they? We've seen it a lot with, dressing room leaks. The players are unhappy with Mourinho's coaching methods. They're unhappy with Nuno's coaching methods. There's always leaks going around in the dressing room. But with i.e. Conte, do you see him lasting past the summer, or do you think Conte's going to demand a transfer, early first week of July from Daniel Levy early on?
Well, I reckon come the end of the season they'll be talking, and I think if Conte doesn't like what he hears from Levy regarding the summer transfer plans, then he'd be gone. It'd be a case of back me or sack me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what it's going to come down to, I think. But if Levy convinces Conte that he's going to work out this summer, he's going to get his targets, then. But again, if it is playing slow ball like they usually do, the ball, then yeah, I reckon Conte won't stick around for long. Or it'll be a case of all right, the players might come in, they might not be his players though. He'll have a list of, and him and Paratici will have a list about who they want to bring in. We've got no Steve Hitchen coming this summer as well, so it could be a bit better. Maybe Bentancur and Kulusevski were not Hitchin signings. Maybe these were Paratici signings.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I'd say a player like Galini was probably more Steve Hitchens signings. But yeah, I reckon it'll be a case of back me or sack me. And like I say, if he's not convinced with these transfer plans, then yeah, I reckon he will be gone. But if he's promised, if he's promised like a dream, like if Levy sells him a dream and says like, "Yep, you've got big massive transfer budget. I'll leave it to you and Paratici to do the deals. I'll keep my nose out." I don't think it'll happen personally. I still think he'll stick his oar in like he does.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I don't know. Yeah, it will be tough. But as I say, it'd be a case of back me or sack me.
Do you think it's a case of Champions League football? If we don't get Champions League, he goes. Can you
Not
see?
really. I think. See, and obviously Champions League, you do attract usually you do attract the bigger players, but again, I think it's more to do with probably paying the wages now.
Mm-hmm.
Player demanding wages, and you've got to pay it. If you think they're worth it, I know they've made mistakes in the past, like with Ndombele, who's on a ridiculous amount of money. Same with Lo Celso. I think he's on a high wage as well. I think you've got to get the recruitment right. I think you've got to get the players that want to play and not just sit on a paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think Champions League would obviously be, as you say, attract all the bigger players as well. And also you need the depth for the squad rotation as well, because we've seen it happen before many times. Champions League hangovers. You beat teams like Real Madrid, Barcelona, Inter Milan, and all them clubs, and then you play teams like Leeds, Burnley, West Brom on a Saturday, and you
why not?
lose. You lose miserably. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. What will be interesting in the summer is all these free agents. We've got Dybala out of contract. We've got Ousmane Dembele out of contract. Kessie out of contract.
I read somewhere that Kessie is closing in on a move to Barcelona.
So there's going to be a lot to happen in the summer. I think we've got Haaland's release clause in the summer as well.
Yeah.
And Mbappe out of contract. Can you see Mbappe to Spurs?
It'd be nice, but yeah, no, I don't reckon he'll come Spurs. You're going to go to the club who's going to pay the wages. So I don't know what the next team would be, and probably not PSG. Would he go to Man City?
It sounds like it's going to be Madrid, don't it?
Yeah, I reckon so. Yeah, Madrid. just so many players who are out of contract in the summer. I think it's a long way away yet, but if they can, if we can start getting an idea of who could be coming in, I think Conte's already said he wants to sign another defender, someone like one of the Dutch defenders. I think he wants De Vrij or De Ligt in the squad. I mean, for me, I'd like De Ligt, solid player. I've always rated him, still young, and I think it's slotting nicely in that left centre back role.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. So let's have a quick preview on Everton on Monday night. Of course, we don't know the result of the Middlesbrough game and injuries, team news, everything like that. So we can only give a vague preview. But Everton come to Tottenham Monday night. Frank Lampard returns. Dele Alli returns as well. And Van der Beek returns where he scored in the Champions League semi-final against us.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you think heading into Everton? Are you confident? I mean, they're going to be hungry now, aren't they? I think they're going to be really keen to get some point, at least a point against us.
Well, they're going to be going for it because I don't know if you've seen the league position. What are they? 2 points from relegation from the safety. And from Everton standards, that's really poor. Really, really poor. So I think they'll be going for it, definitely. They're going to look where they are in the table, and they don't want to. If they lose that one, and depending on how the other results go, see if Burnley beat Crystal Palace at the weekend, Everton would have been in the bottom 3, but it was a draw. But I think I reckon one of them bottom 3 teams are going to win at the weekend. So if that's the case, then obviously Everton are going to be down there. So it will be a tough game for sure. But we usually get good results against Everton, but I think it just depends who's going to be available. I did read somewhere that they reckon Bentancur could be hopefully fit for Everton, but I don't think he'd be played a full 90. It'd probably be a case of starting from the subs bench.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just hoping. It's written, isn't it, Tel? I think Dele Alli will score.
Imagine. Yeah, it's gonna be a weird one. I'd be happy for Dele in a way. He'd like not to score against us, but I do hope he gets his form back. But I don't want to see Frank Lampard celebrating on the touchline.
No, you don't. I mean, yeah, he absolutely hates us, and we don't like Frank Lampard either. But nah, it's he'd love a result. Obviously, being an ex-Chelsea man as well. Obviously West Ham and all, but yeah, I just hope for us we get the win. We need to, like I say, we just need to start winning. It's really important to get these wins because we need to really focus on the top 4 and the teams around us as well. We need them to drop points, and we're playing them soon. So it's important to build from that Leeds win, and I hope we do. And being on a Monday, I can't remember the last time I had a Monday night game.
Oh, Monday night. Definitely not this season, is it?
No, I don't think so.
I couldn't even tell you. I'm thinking in my head like West Ham at home or something, but I really couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
No, but the next question is, what we're going to do for Monday night Spurs show next week?
Well, I'm at the game, so I don't know. But I'll try to do something. I'll try to be at the ground or something. We're trying to record a little something. Finally, then Dele Alli's return. What do you think of the reception you will get?
Yeah, it'd be a positive one, definitely. Be a positive reception for Dele. I don't think they're going to sing "We've got Ali, Dele Alli" because we ain't got him anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that song was driving me nuts after a while, anyway. But I think it'd be a warm reception. He's never done any bad for the club. It was always good. I know, obviously, recently his form's been poor, and everyone just said, like, what's happened to Dele? Why is his form really bad? But no, he brought us good times at Spurs in his early years anyway. Always positive going forward. Formed that good partnership with Kane, scoring the goals. And he done well for the club. Obviously scored that goal against Real Madrid, was it, in the Champions League?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he was a great player for us. I just think now if he's lost his form or lost his interest in football, it's sad to see because we know he's a great player. There's a quality player there, and as I say, I think he was probably should have stayed till the end of the season ahead of Harry Winks.
Yes, it was a really weird deal, wasn't it? Him leaving for free, literally teared up his contract, and all these like bonus fees we can get rises to 40 million. Yeah, it was really interesting to see what happens there. Dele Alli hasn't started a game yet either, so it will be interesting to see if he gets his first start against us.
Yeah, I don't know whether he's either lacking match fitness because he didn't really play that often for us anyway. I mean, he played quite a few times under Nuno, started a few times under Nuno, but then under Conte, I just don't think he was given the chance.
And finally, it's worth a mention. Everton are playing on Thursday night. They've got Boro at home, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of side they field there. I can't imagine they'll go full strength against Boro. But
no, I don't think they will. No, I think they will rotate slightly there. But I've mentioned this word all week. Complacency. See, oh my god! I mean, could you imagine if Boreham Wood bloody turned over Everton? I mean, Boreham Wood. Sorry, not Boreham Wood. Everton are in enough trouble as it is. You know, obviously fighting relegation. I mean, if you said to an Everton fan, would you rather get knocked out of the FA Cup by Boreham Wood and focus on the Premier League? I think they'd rather be knocked out of the FA Cup and just focus on the Premier League because they've never been relegated from the Premier League, and obviously there's no place than the Premier League. You know, it'd be really bad from Everton standards for them to be relegated.
It's definitely like it could happen. It really could happen, couldn't it, with Everton? Like I do think they could go down. I don't think it's a false position where they are right now in the league.
No, I think. I mean, for me, I feel like they're too good to go down. They're one of them sort of clubs. I mean, they've spent a hell of a lot of money. I mean, we're going about our recruitment, but I think theirs has been really poor as well. I think their best recruitment was under the David Moyes days. They used to sign players like Fellaini, Kevin Morales, you know, a few other players like that. I think even Landon Donovan come over, and they were a decent side. Which one?
Pina,
yeah, Stephen Pina. Yeah, they signed some good players. You know, yeah. They'd signed some really good players at their club and really got them playing good football. You know, Goodison Park was a really tough ground to go to, and they were a decent away side as well. They'd always get like, you know, the fifth, sixth, and seventh and all that. But they were a decent side. But now, I mean, I couldn't think to imagine.
We have got another comment come in late on. Ashraf says Everton played well against City, so we have to be careful. And we need to break them down early in the game. I do think Everton will come out at us. I don't think they're going to be as compact as they were against City. How do you think Everton are going to approach the game?
Well, one player I think is going to be a massive threat is that Richarlison. I think he's just a dangerous player when he plays. I mean, he's a bit, again, he's quite aggressive as well. I think him and Romero have got a bit of a rivalry, obviously being Brazil and Argentina there. But I mean, they should leave their rivalries back where they come from, but they still bring it with them in the Premier League. But yeah, there's a bit of aggression between them two. I think we see it earlier in the season when Conte was first in charge. There's a bit of like, you know, exchange of words and things like that. But yeah, I think Richarlison would be a big threat. There was I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin's close to full fitness as well, so key player for them. But yeah, I think they will go for it. I think Everton will definitely go for it. I think under Benitez, I think they would have lacked a lot of confidence for this one.
Well, it was a good point that you mentioned that. Of course, this was Antonio Conte's first game against Everton.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how we do compete now against Everton, if there has been any progress. I think there has. It's just consistency. It's always been like top.
Yeah, that's what we're lacking. I mean, we've seen this squad do well. We've seen it win the games. We've seen them play good football, but it's just, yeah, we need to start getting some consistency now.
All right, and guys, let's end it there with your prediction for Everton then at home.
I'm going to go for a 1-0 Spurs win.
It's going to be a tough one, is it? So
yeah, I think it will be. Yeah, I think it'll be a tough match. As you say, they're fighting relegation. Lampard's in charge. He's going to drill it in their dressing room. Yeah, he'd love to beat us. And obviously Everton need to win because they're down there in the relegation battle. So, And they're a good side. They are pretty. I know they've been in really poor form, but they are still quite a decent side. Some of their players are good. Don't forget Damari Gray's quite a good player as well.
That's what I'd say. Yeah, great.
Andros Townsend be returning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, another one. Yeah,
Another one. Yeah, the only weakness I think they've got, Tel, is their defence. I think their defence. I think Kane, Son on their day, I think can cause damage to their defence.
Well, yeah, Everton. Well, Jordan Pickford for Everton is not the same as Jordan Pickford for England, is it?
No, I was going to say, yeah, he's not really, no. And I just think their defence is pretty poor. I think Michael Keane's a bit of a bad defender. Yerry Mina, just not really great. I mean, obviously, he sold Luca Digno as well.
Yeah, I was going to say they've got the Ukrainian left back, haven't they?
Yeah, they've got him as well, and they've got Robert Patterson. Is it the young Scottish lad?
Yeah, it might be Robert.
I can't remember his name.
I think Robert Patterson's Batman. He's the new
Batman.
But yeah, let's end it there then. Jim's gone for 2-1 Spurs. Jim's very positive. So I think he said 3-0 against Boro and 2-1 against Everton. So we'll look forward to seeing if he gets them right. But Gaz, thanks for joining me again, mate, and thanks to everyone in the chat for engaging in tonight's stream. Yeah, not sure what will happen with the Monday Night Spurs show next week. But yeah, we'll see nearer the time. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week, hopefully. Up the Spurs.
See you later.